G'day guys, just another quick video for you to update on some of the stuff I'm working with at the moment. What you can see here is the new Primochill Rigid Acrylic Tubing. This basically comes in a hard straight tube to begin with, something like this. So you can see it's just one single long piece of tubing and it's completely rigid. It does scratch pretty easily, I'll say that, but that's how it comes in its stock form. Basically what you then do is using a heat gun, I'm just using an El Cheapo from Bunnings, a 2000 watt sort of basic sort of standard model, $19, nothing much. So you use that basically you heat the rigid acrylic up to a point where it's flexible, and then you make any bends that you kind of want, measuring exactly how much you need to bend, etc. Usually using something to get a nice even bend is a good idea, but that's not always going to be easy, especially with some really tight sort of turns that you might need to do for motherboard and CPU cooling. Basically you use one of these silicone cords that you get from Primochill as well, insert that into the rigid acrylic. Usually you'll have to use a fair bit. I used quite a bit of oil just to get it all the way through, otherwise it's quite tight and it won't go all the way. Insert that, use the heat gun to heat it up for a couple of minutes. It depends on how big a bend you want to do and how tight you want the bend to be as well. It depends on how much you heat it. However, be careful when you are heating, because it will burn and bubble quite quickly and disintegrate if you're not careful. But you'll be able to feel when you're heating it up, you heat about 5 to 10 centimeters of the tube itself to get a bend like this. And you'll feel it start to bow and flex in your hands as you're heating it up. So once it's got a fair bit of give, take it off the heat and then make the bend you want. Let it cool, and then once you're happy with the bend, remove the silicone tubing. Leave the silicone tubing in for a while, in my opinion, because I've removed it a couple of times a bit early, and the bend started to sag a little bit, but it doesn't take long to cool down. So, but yeah, you can see there just how nice the acrylic tubing ends up coming out. You really do get a true representation of the colour of the coolant that you're using in your loop, which you rarely get from standard tubing. So it does look really, really nice. To use this tubing, you're going to have to use Primochill's Ghost fittings. They're a compression fitting specifically designed for these. You might be able to get away with using other ones, however I'm just using what they've recommended, which is their Ghost ones. They are quite nice compression fittings. They come in a pack of 4, or you can get them sold individually. Now this compression fitting, that's the compression fitting there, and I've just used some extenders for this particular reservoir because it didn't like threading straight onto the Ghost compression for some reason in this one. However, my other blocks, it certainly works fine. So yeah, they're quite nice, and like I said, they come in a 4-pack. This is the pack that you'll get them in. And they're all foam insulated, and they'll sit in there just like that. They look really, really nice actually. Quite happy with the quality of these. So yeah, just a bit of a preview of what you can do with some of this rigid acrylic tubing. And if you want exact details on how to go about making the bends, heating up the acrylic, Primochill have a bunch of videos on their YouTube channel, so check them out. They'll give you some good advice on how to do this. But yeah, just a bit of an example of how nice these things can actually look. I'm really impressed with it, and looking forward to putting that into my main gaming rig soon. But yeah, you can also get these in a whole bunch of different colours. There's plenty of colours out there. Pretty sure Cool Room stock most of them. PC Case Gear also have a bunch as well. So I got this lot from PC Case Gear because Cool Room didn't seem to have any of the clear. And yeah, personally I use dyes in all of my loops, so I really do need the clear acrylic. So, but yeah, just a bit of a preview on how good this stuff can actually look. So if you're pretty comfortable with your standard tubing, using your Primochill, Primoflex or Tygon or whatever it is you use, and you want a bit of a challenge, I'd recommend trying this out, because it's a much easier to use in terms of what you can do with it compared to Crystal Link, which is why I never used Crystal Link in the past. But this has so many possibilities and so many options that you can create. So yeah, it's really interesting. So I'm looking forward to yeah, using this in my main rig, and I'll probably upload a video of me building it, and then a final video of it all done and dusted. So anyway, I hope you enjoy, guys. Like I said, I really recommend you guys trying it if you're wanting a bit of a challenge, and yeah, talk to you later. Bye.